Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the International Webinar Series on Holistic Health, Well-being and Sustainable Development 2022-2023, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 76 years of independence, United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015-2030 as part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः.
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's commemorations. Today, we are celebrating Dattatreya Jayanti and also Magha Purnima. And apart from that, we are celebrating various commemorations. Like today is commemorated as Boxing Day. It is held on every December 26 in many countries associated with British Empire and British colonies. It started as a day to give gifts to the household staff of Britain's upper classes, but has morphed into a sort of shopping holiday of its own. In fact, it's one of the most popular days to return Christmas gifts to the stores. When the Christmas day is over, the celebration continues on Boxing Day on December 26th. The name was first used in 1833, but the exact origin never have been determined. Theories behind Boxing Day include references to Christmas gifts, charity drives, or a nautical tradition. The day after Christmas, Boxing Day is celebrated in the United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, and Canada. But Boxing Day is not about pummeling opponents. This unique holiday has its roots in gift giving on one hand and classism on the other. The entire British class system worked to make Christmas Day a big deal for wealthy elites. They splurged on Christmas dinners of geese, turkey, and other fowl cooked by kitchen staff. Household servants worked hard making all the holiday preparations during the years well before the conveniences and technological advances of the Industrial Revolution. Messenger boys regularly ran errands and postmen delivered mail and packages year-round. So Boxing Day on December 26th gave the wealthy a chance to repay their servants and tradespeople with the paid time off and small gift boxes filled with trinkets or coins as a show of appreciation for their service during the holidays and throughout the year. Servants and tradespeople also prepared gift boxes for their own families too. Some historians attribute Boxing Day to small boxes of alms placed near the church doors requesting donations to help the poor during Advent. On the day after Christmas, members of the church clergy would distribute the donations to the needy citizens throughout the community. December 26 was chosen for these charitable acts because the day was dedicated to Saint Stephen, a patron saint known for the good works and his status as first Christian martyr. So Stephen Ironically, during modern times, Boxing Day is synonymous with holiday shopping, good times, and sports. Rather than boxing, soccer and cricket matches are the sports of choice that everyone together for more holiday fun. In the UK, sports are often played on Boxing Day, especially football matches and horse racing. There is a cricket test match on Boxing Day each year in Australia, where they play against another country. Fox hunts were also a big part of Boxing Day traditions. But in 2004, the activity was banned in UK. Hunters still gather dressed in their finest coat, but not follow designated artificial trials. Traditionally, this day was celebrated by giving to the needy and less fortunate, but over time, Boxing Day has evolved and been commodified in several different ways. Boxing Day is also now a time of year when big sales are offered by shops traditionally after Christmas in the UK, similar to Black Friday in USA. Sales and revenue are so heavy now in countries that celebrate Boxing Day that now some retailers advertise Boxing Week. These worldwide sales features deals and discounts lasting until the end of the month. Today is also commemorated as Day of Goodwill in South Africa. The day after Christmas is celebrated as Day of Goodwill on 26 December in South Africa, which is a public holiday. The lingering spirit of Christmas continues as South African basks in the sunshine, enjoy a day at the beach, savor long lunches, and just spend some leisure time outdoors with friends and family. The holiday also gives citizens a chance to give back to the society through volunteer work and charity affairs that are organized. On the Day of Goodwill, South Africans recover from the Christmas festivities and treat themselves to a day of fun, food, and sunshine. The day was originally celebrated as Boxing Day, but in 1994, the name of the holiday was changed to Day of Goodwill as a sign of severance from region's colonial past. Boxing Day is essentially a British holiday. During the boxes of gifts or money are donated to the needy. A day after Christmas, despite the name change, traditions of the holiday more or less remain the same in South Africa. The weather is warm and pleasant as it's summer during the time of the year in South Africa, so naturally, more unconventional Christmas activities are common, like heading to the beach. In 1652, the first Dutchmen stepped on South African soil. Before long, the region became a Dutch colony. This continued until 1795 when the British took over rule of South Africa. The Dutch reigned once again in 1803, after which British again took control 3 years later. This conflict continued back and forth between British and Dutch for many years. Finally, the British granted South Africa partial independence with establishment of the Union of South Africa in 1910. South Africa's exit from the Commonwealth and declaring itself a republic in 1961 marked the beginning of the end of the colonial rule. In 1994, the same year, Nelson Mandela became president and Boxing Day was changed to Day of Goodwill. Today is also commemorated as Joncano in Bahamas, which is celebrated on December 26th and January 1st of each year. It is celebrated across English-speaking Caribbean in the form of parades full of music and dance and costumes. The parades are most prominent in Bahamas. Gincano is also celebrated among the Black Caribbean diaspora in the cities of Miami and Key West in the United States. The festival comes from a long history of enslaved people of the African diaspora in the Bahamas celebrating the holidays granted around Christmas. The etymology of the word is disputed, but many people believe that it is named after John Cans, John Cano, the European name given to the chief of Ahanta people. Juncano comes from a long history of enslaved people of African diaspora in the Bahamas celebrating the holidays during the Christmas season. The tradition continued after emancipation from slavery. Today is a formal and organized parade with intricate costumes, music, and prizes. The etymology of the word is disputed, but many people believe that it is named after John Cano, the European name given to the chief of Ahanta people, as per Edward Long, an 18th century historian and slave owner. John Cano was ally soldier for Germany until deserted them to support his Ahanta people and fought European control of the region. Ever since news of his victory reached Jamaica, he became a celebrated figure from Christmas of 1708 onwards. 20 years later, after his victory, his stronghold was broken by Fante forces backed by the British. As a result, the Hanta, Nizmi, Akan, and Fante captives were taken as prisoners of war to Jamaica. Jucano includes motifs of battles in Akan fashion. Additionally, Ahantan war masks and war dance formations have been also part of the parade. Jucano is celebrated across English-speaking Caribbean in the form of parades full of music, dance, and costumes. The parades are most prominent in the Bahamas. Jucano is celebrated among the Black Caribbean diaspora in Miami and also Key West. The word Bahamas comes from the Spanish Baja Mar, meaning shallow sea. Contrary to popular belief, the Bahamas was Columbus' landing site. The Bahamas has the third highest GDP per capita in the Western Hemisphere as of 2021. In 1977, it snowed in the Bahamas for the first time and last time in the recorded history because the waves brought cold weather from southern Florida. The highest point in the Bahamas is only 207 feet above sea level, which is on Cat Island. Jucano has a long and a culturally rich history as it has an amalgamation of many different cultures. Learning about its history is not only interesting, but it is an important part of preserving culture. Jucano is celebrated in many parts of the world. It is important to the Caribbean diaspora. Jucano is in itself a symbol of the strength and free spirit of people, especially the face of unimaginable challenges such as past horrors of slavery and the more recent 2019 Hurricane Dorian and the COVID-19 pandemic. Today is also commemorated as Kwanzaa, Heriza Kwanzaa. It is Kwanzaa celebrated from December 26 to January 1st. Is an African American and Pan African 7-day cultural holiday that celebrates family and community. During the holiday, families celebrate with feast, music, and dance and end the holiday with a day dedicated to the reflection and recommitment to 7 principles. Professor and Chairman of Black Studies at California State University, Long Beach, Dr. Maulana Karenga, created Kwanzaa in 1966 in the midst of Black freedom movement, reflecting concerns for cultural grounding in thought and practice. After the VAT riots in LA, Dr. Karenga looked for ways to strengthen the African American community. He founded the US organization, a cultural organization that started to research African first fruit harvest celebrations. Karenga combined aspects of several different harvest celebrations, such as those of Ashanti and those of Zulu, to form the basis of Kwanzaa. The name Kwanzaa comes from the phrase Matunda ya Kwanzaa, meaning the first fruits in the Swahili. Swahili is considered a Pan-African language and also happens to be the most widely spoken language in Africa. Basing the language of the holiday in Swahili represents unity throughout the African and Black communities. The first fruit celebrations are recorded in the African history as far as back as ancient Egypt and Nubia and appear in ancient and modern times in other classical African civilizations such as Ashantiland and Yorubaland. Kwanzaa developed as a flourishing branch of African American life and struggled as a recreated and expanded ancient tradition. It draws from the cultures of various African people and is celebrated by millions of Africans and African Americans throughout the nation. Each family celebrates Kwanzaa in their own way, but celebrations often include song and dance, African drums, storytelling, poetry readings, and a large tradition meal. On each of 7 nights, the family gathers and the child lights one of the candles on the kinara. The one of the 7 principles called Nugzo Saba is discussed. These principles are values of African culture which contribute to building and reinforcing community among African Americans. The 7 principles of Kwanzaa are Umoja, unity, Ujigangulia, self-determination, Ujima, collective work and responsibility, Ujama, cooperative economics, Nia, purpose, Umba, creativity, and Imani, faith. Some Kwanzaa traditions include wearing traditional African clothing, letting a child light the candle for each of the 7 days, and decorating your home with the symbols of Kwanzaa. Swahili is a language spoken throughout Africa and therefore unites all who celebrate Kwanzaa. One of the most important Swahili words to know are the names of 7 principles of Kwanzaa. So many families celebrate Kwanzaa by playing music and singing cultural African or African American songs, pick up a drum or any percussive instrument brought out for the celebration and join in on the musical fun. A study from public policy polling found that 4% of the Americans said they celebrate or primarily celebrate Kwanzaa during the holiday season, which is close to Chanuka's 5%, but the way less than 90% who celebrate Christmas. Although 4% of Americans is still over 12.5 million people. Kwanzaa lasts for 7 days and since its inception in 1966, the holiday has grown in impact with the African American community and is recognized as an official holiday. Other countries like Canada, Jamaica, and Brazil have gained interest in Kwanzaa but don't celebrate it to the extent as America does. The average amount spent on Kwanzaa gift shopping per person is about $77. This is because only 1 children receive gifts for Kwanzaa, which usually consists of a book and a heritage symbol. Celebrities who have been known to celebrate Kwanzaa every year include Oprah, Maya Angelou, Chuck D, Angelina Jolie, and Cynthia St. James, who designed the first Kwanzaa postage stamp. The colors of Kwanzaa are black for the people, red for the noble blood, and unites of all people of African ancestry, and green for the rich land of Africa. Kwanzaa was birthed as a response to Watts riots, which occurred as a reaction to long-standing racial injustice in America. The holiday was made by Dr. Maulana Karenga to bring African Americans together as a community in a celebration of identity. Kwanzaa is considered a cultural holiday rather than a religious celebration, meaning that if you participate in Kwanzaa festivities, you can still celebrate the winter holidays that fall under your religion. Many households will have both a kinara and a Christmas tree in their living room at the same time. Many people in African American community and other nations of the African diaspora in Americas find the Kwanzaa makes them feel closer to their roots, celebrating its holiday based on ancient African tradition, allowing participants to experience a grounding connect to Africa. Today is also commemorated National Candy Cane Day in US. After holidays, it is a perfect excuse to curl up with some hot chocolate, celebrate candy canes by crushing some up in your warm drink. You may be tired of cookies and other baked goods. If so, this will be a perfect treat since it's made and crushed candy grains, white chocolate, and milk chocolate. Peppermint bark can also serve as a perfect thank you for the sweet gift you receive. It is the day after Christmas, which usually means the cost of candy canes has gone down a bit. And they check out some stores to stock up. They last 2 to 3 years. Sometimes the sour taste is just the right balance needed, like pickle, wake up some bag and candy canes and eggs, the main course and desserts all wrapped up in one. If you always thought candy canes were missing a spicy kick, then these are just right. Now, if they only made candy cane mashed potatoes, it's great. You might live in a place where it's warm year round and you never see snow. You might be too distracted by work and other adult things. But everyone can agree that when they see a candy cane, they know exactly what time of year it is. It reminds us the time for holidays. Much on a candy cane to jog your memories of a snow day with your siblings or trading candy canes in grade school. They can bring on these special moments which the just the rip of a plastic wrapper, childhood nostalgia. Candy canes are made of sugar, peppermint, oil, and water. From helping with bad breath to serving as an indigestion aid and mood booster, this peppermint candy can bring plenty of good to your life. From helping from with the bad breath to serving it as a digestion aid and mood booster, this peppermint candy can bring plenty of good to your life. Today is also commemorated as National Homeowners Day in US. It was founded, National Homeowners Day is celebrated on December 26th every year and was founded by Paisley Vartanian in 2020. It is believed that this is the ideal day to put an offer on a house in order to have optimal savings. Being a homeowner is a big milestone for many people, and they also see it as a secure investment for their future. Celebrating this day is important in the present day landscape where property prices are at all time high and housing crises keep occurring in different markets. This encourages prospective homeowners to buy homes and sell them, supports the economy. During the 1800s, most people could not own a house. There was no system of getting a mortgage from the bank, and only the very rich were able to own homes. People either weren't able to afford it or banks didn't lend money to the average person. Mortgages were only introduced in the US banking system. Thanks to these acts, banks also started lending money to more people. By the 1890s. Mortgages has become popular throughout the US. Unlike the mortgages that we know today, these required a 50% down payment and could only be paid through monthly interest that the loan generated. This was possible only mortgages were only introduced when the US banking system was established after the National Banking Act were established in 1860s. When the Great Depression occurred in 1929, banks no longer had any money to lend it. And it was a major economic crisis, and the whole country suffered. The homeowners who had taken their loans nothing stays the same forever. And once this period passed, banks stabilized once again and the housing market boomed. By the 1950s, over 50% of Americans were homeowners for the first time in their history. Buying homes had become very common by then, and there were by the 1950s, over 50% of Americans were homeowners for the first time in its history. Buying homes had become very common by then, and they were real estate brokers to assist potential customers with their home buying journey. The real estate brokers or profession also boomed along with the increase in home buyers. It supports the economy. Owning a home should be encouraged because it supports the economy. It keeps market steady. It encourages potential homeowners to buy homes. This day is a reminder to all prospective homeowners to start planning early. Many things go into the buying a home, and it's never too late to start thinking about it. Buying a home is an investment for you and your family. It ensures that you have a place to live and also helps you to acquire wealth. Today is also commemorated as National Thank You Note Day in US. There is no officially known reason as to why this day was created, but we have feeling that has to do with many presents people may have received on December 25. There are various workshops hosted at various craft stores on this day to help create a special note for someone. Check the calendar of your local stores to see what workshops are available in your area. Purchase a variety of size note cards and envelopes and invite your friends and family over for a fun time writing. It's as simple as that. Take the time to sit down in your favorite reading book, nook or at your own desk at home and take the time to think of a thoughtful message to tell someone. Write a thank you note. In a time when technology drives our daily lives, it's nice to put down our computers and grab a pen and paper and write a personalized thank you note. Scribbling penmanship is acceptable but not encouraged. When you are in the receiving end of one writing them, thank you notes are in the unique way of giving thanks to. Text, emails, and emojis have been the same design and lack of personal touch have embodied in our life, and also our unique handwriting, writing thank you notes provides an opportunity to practice our culture, which will improve through the more recent notes you have. Mm. It allows text, emails, emojis have the same design and lack of personal touch that is embodied in our unique handwriting. And writing thank you notes provide an opportunity to provide ourselves perceive you, which will improve with the more notes as you write. Today is also commemorated as National Winners Day in US. Winners have been wind their way, getting their own holiday on National Winners Day. We all know somehow who incessant whining puts morning matters to shame, but on this day, everyone is encouraged to complain about anything that is bothering them, which is understandable. As Christmas has been quite hectic and mentally exhausting, but while you are allowed to grumble about the Christmas gift you didn't receive or negative remarks from an annoying relative, it's more important to focus on being grateful for the all you have and to appreciate the good things in life. So, too tired or overrated too much, dreading going back to work, written as questions, queues too long, how we can whine on and on. It's easy to get up caught in the complaining about everything that goes wrong or things we don't get. And while we are at full liberty to do so, instead of focusing on negative and have nots, National Awareness Day encouraged chronic complainers to look on the bright side of the things. This is exactly what Kevin Zaborni hoped for what he created National Awareness Day in 1986. Designated on December 26, he wanted folks to be grateful for what they have instead of being unhappy about what they don't have. You get it, everybody wants to blow some steam after Christmas is over, but marking at the end of the most wonderful time of the year with constant winning is the opposite of everything the season starts for. Zaborni started this day after observing many people while the non-stop day after Christmas. He also founded National Hugging Day as there were more problems and winning going on around and a few comfortable bear hugs. Less fortunate people than us will gratefully accept things or circumstances that we whine about. Overeaten, some are struggling to put food on the table, relatives overstaying, some in for a family didn't get a gift of your choice, some didn't get any presents at all. You may whine today, but count your blessings and be thankful as well. The most famous whiner is also announced each year. Nominations are accepted until December 15th, and the most famous whiner of 2010 was Lindsay Lohan, and the title was passed to the Donald Trump in 2015. People sometimes whine in order to feel a connection with those around them is a form of expression. Whining is a form of releasing stress and quite comfortably. Actually, it's actually relaxing. Whining can become a long-term habit as per some people. It can be a means of coping or getting their way, especially with chronic whining. So many officials have no wine policy, no shirts, no shoes, no whiners. Whining brings with it feels of sadness and anger in certain situations, accompanying emotions. So changing the attitude of entitlement to one of gratitude, the idea behind this day is brilliant. A day to let out all your winning and then changing your attitude to focus on being grateful. It is healthy to vent, but having something positive to focus on balances things out. Otherwise, you are simply whining for the sake of whining. The whole point of the day is to be thankful for all that you have instead of what you don't. Such positive reinforcement spreads good vibes at the end of the day. Today is also commemorated as Slovenia Independence Day in Slovenia, which is observed on December 26th. Every year. The Republic of Slovenia is a Central European country bordered by Italy, Austria, Hungary, and Croatia. It was first settled about 250,000 years ago. Slovenia happens to be the site where oldest musical instrument was found alongside one of the oldest wooden wheels. The area is a modern-day Slovenia, was controlled by the Roman Empire and witnessed invasions by Huns and Germanic tribes during 5th and 6th centuries. After the Lombards departed from Alpine area, Slavic tribes slowly began occupying the area. They were pressured by the Avars to establish a settlement there. Slovenia was ruled over by several different Germanic tribes until Charlemagne defeated a majority of them in battle. By the end of the Middle Ages, Slovenian lands bore witness to Turkish raids, peasant revolts, and other hardships. It was only in the 19th century when the Slovenian nationalist sentiments began to reemerge to the idea of United Slovenia began to gain traction. Slovenia soon became a part of the larger kingdom of Yugoslavia, which was later annexed by the Axis powers. After World War II, Slovenia continued as part of Yugoslavia. Slovenian independence was proclaimed in referendum in 1990, originally known as Independence Day. It is celebrated as Independence and Unity Day today. Inhabitants first settled in Slovenia the Alpine settlement. Slavs settled in Alpine region. The Slovenian independence referendum is organized on December 23rd, 1990, and Slovenian independence is declared on December 26, 1990. Slovenia used to be part of Yugoslavia and it became a country on June 25th, 1991. Slovenia was never part of USSR or Russia. So Slovenia is a beautiful country with a vibrant culture. If it's within your means, visit the country. The shape of Slovenia's border is said to look like a chicken-shaped country. Slovenia is home to about 8,000 caves. Slovenia is home to all believed to be underdeveloped offspring of dragons that live under the surface of the earth. Slovenian, the official language of Slovenia, has over 46 dialects with rich linguistic diversity. An abundance of vineyards. There's one vineyard per 70 people in Slovenia. Independence and Unity Day was a product of nationalist aspiration of the Slovene people. The celebration of this day honors those sentiments. And today is also commemorated as St. Stephen's Day in Ireland, as it is dedicated to the Christian Saint Stephen. This day commemorates the saint who was first Christian martyr and was known for his service to the poor and needy. In Ireland, this day is sometimes called the Day of Bren, which got its name from an old tradition involving a Bren's feathers for good luck. St. Stephen's Day stems from the Catholic tradition, and some Christians may even go to church for a special sermon on this day. Today is also commemorated as Synaxis of the Mother of the God in Greece, which is celebrated annually in Greece on December 26th, which is dedicated to the Orthodox Church to the Virgin Mary, who was Mother of Jesus Christ, the central figure of the Christian faith. Mary is called the Mother of God because Jesus is called the God by Christians. Thus, Mary is venerated for her role in bringing Jesus into this world to save mankind from sins. Today is also commemorated as Margashira Purnima, as its full moon day in the auspicious month of Margashira. It is celebrated as Margashira Purnima, which is worshipping of moon god, as it believed that on this day, moon is blessed with Amrit. Margashira is the 9th month of the Hindu calendar, and as per the Hindu scriptures, the month is considered to be the month of dedication. In the Puranas, this month was referred as an Masunam Margashiram, implying that there is no month that is more propitious than Margashira. On this day, devotees perform rituals, bath in sacred rivers, and worship Lord Vishnu with utmost devotion. Margashira Purnima is also celebrated as Dattatreya Jayanti. Lord Dattatreya is known to be an avatar of Trimurti. It is Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara. As per the legends, in the Pradoshkal of Margashira Purnima, Lord Dattatreya was incarnated on earth, and since then, this day is observed as his birth anniversary. Special rituals are held in several temples dedicated to Lord Dattatreya. In some regions of India, Margashira Purnima is also referred as Bhatisi Purnima. Korala Purnima, Naraka Purnima, or Margashira Punam, or Utyadi Purnima. On Margashira Purnima, devotees wake up early and perform the ceremonious bath with the roots of tulsi plant. While taking bath, one must chant Om Namo Narayana or Gayatri Mantra. It is believed to taking a holy dip in the Ganges river of Margashira Purnima is considered very beautiful, beneficial. And devotees also keep a fast on this day to please their Ishtadevatas by fasting on Margashira Purnima and reciting the Satyanarayana Katha. One can remove all obstacles in life, acquire success. The fast continues for the day and devotees refrain from eating or drinking anything. The observer of the Margashira Vrat must spend time in bhajans and kirtans. On the occasion of Margashira Purnima, Hindu devotees worship Lord Vishnu and immense love and affection. They also perform yajna or havan at home. Special prasad is prepared and distributed among all other devotees after doing arti. Offering charities and donations on Margashira Purnima gives 32 times more benefits as compared to any other day. Hence the name Bhattisi Purnima. Donations can be in the form of money, clothes, cash, or kind of food. It is also a ritual of giving away new clothes to daughters and other women in the family. The Hindu religious scriptures mentions this month is also as referred to as Magsar or Agahan or Agrahan, and it is believed that young girls who take a holy dip in the river Yamuna on Margashira Purnima will get desired life partner. Just like lunar months of Vaishaka, Kartika, Maga, taking a bath in the holy rivers on Margashira Purnima is very important. Scholars believe that by performing charitable activities on this sacred day, all the sins will be relieved. On Margashira Purnima, Lord Vishnu is worshipped as Narayana. Also, fasting on this day of Margashira Purnima grants fulfillment of all desires or wishes. Dattatreya Jayanti, also known as Datta Jayanti, celebrates the birthday of Hindu god Dattatreya, who is also known as Datta, who is combined form of powerful trinity, Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva, Maheshwara. It is observed on a Purnima of the Margashira month by Hindu calendar. The puja and vrat of deity Datta is mainly celebrated in Maharashtra. Devotees believe that they benefit in all aspects of life by performing on Dattatreya Jayanti, but the main significance of this day is that it protects individuals from ancestral issues. And it is not just limited to Maharashtra, but across the nation and world, people are celebrating. Those who have the practice of celebrating it. Deity Dattatreya is known to guide people to live a good life in the right manner. Worshipping him on the day of his incarnation helps devotees to lead a prosperous life. Nam Jap of a few thousand times is very beneficial to everyone on Dattatreya Jayanti. It is also important that one do more japs for several problems as compared to small issues of life. Like other pujas, the devotees wake up early, take bath in holy water bodies and observe fast for the day. Specific flowers, incense stick, lamp and sweets are offered during the puja ceremony. One should sing devotional songs and read devotional book like Avaduta Gita or Jivana Mukta Gita. During the course of the puja, one must apply sandalwood paste, vermilion, and turmeric to the idol or the photo of the deity. It is also important that after the puja commence, devotees should take 7 circles around the Lord Datta's idol, distribute prasad and arti to everyone in the puja. Chanting mantras like Sri Guru Dattatreya Namaha or Sri Gurudev Datta is quite beneficial for purity in mind and soul. Temples like Manik Prabhu holds a 7 days festival that is dedicated to God Datta, and a lot of celebration takes place from Ekadasi to Purnima. In addition, 7 days before the Jayanti, reciting recitation of Sri Guru Charitra is an important ritual that starts the festival. So with this, we shall conclude today's commemorations, and thank you everyone for joining us. See you all tomorrow. Before leaving, we request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form that has been raised in the form of polls. The feedback form has been raised in the form of polls. We request everyone to quickly fill the feedback form before you leave the platform. See you all tomorrow. Take care. Good night.